Hi there, my name is Donna. I'm one of the yoga teachers and fitness instructors here at the college, bringing you a 5-minute Wellness Wednesday video. So happy Wellness Wednesday. Today we're going to look at just doing a little bit of work with regards to mobility. So what is mobility? Mobility is the ability for movement through range of motion. And in particular, when we're talking about the body, we're talking about your joints and their ability to move freely without impingement from muscle tissue, etc. So having good mobility in your joints helps prevent injury and allows you to move freer, feel better, and actually probably perform different movements, functional movements, in a more supportive way, and etc. And it helps your training and stuff like that. So, and it just feels good. So we'll do a couple of things. Typically areas that are challenged with regards to mobility are in and around your hips and your shoulders. So I'll show you a couple of movements for your hips. So you can come down onto a mat and you can actually just lay right on your side. Pick a side, it doesn't matter which. Your legs will be extended. We're going to move through the hip. Now you can do this standing, but it's easier to do it laying down so you don't fall over. It depends on your balance. So I've got my bottom leg bent, kind of like a kickstand, so it's going to help me stay. Top leg, you're going to draw your knee up to your chest and then open your knee right up as far out as you can in your hip. Extend the leg back down and then rotate your hip forward. So we're making really like a big giant circle with your knee and extending the leg, but think more about the movement happening in and around your hip. So I'm even letting my knee fall forward a little bit. You may notice it's coming down a little bit or rotating inwardly toward the middle of my body as I draw it up and open it up and around. So you do that a couple of times in one direction and then you switch direction. Extend your leg long, open up the hip so the knee faces almost towards the ceiling in that direction. Bring it up as high as you can and bring it down in front. So we're just drawing a few giant circles that way as well. So you can do this, 5-10 times. Just do the same thing in each direction and do the same thing on your right hip and your left hip. So you just roll over to the other side and do it on that side. Then when you've done that, next thing you can do is come on up, sitting nice and tall. I will actually turn this way. You can have your legs wide. Sit nice and tall. Your hands are behind you for support, so you still want a nice tall spine. Feet are against the ground or against your mat, probably wider than your mat possibly. And then you'll just rotate your knees from side to side. So think of a windshield wiper on a car or a truck or whatever. And you're swaying the knees from side to side, feeling the movement in your hips. Now you can start to make this a little bigger. And then what you can do is allow the knees to come all the way to one side. So one hip will come up off the ground, but you're kind of going as far as you can, pressing in. Tuck that hip forward, bring it back up to the center and come around to the other side. Now you only go as far as your joints like. So if there's ever any pain in these movements, then what do? We cease the movement, right? So you're going side to side. And then what you can do is pick, so if my knees go over to the right, lift that left arm up, rotate over, and you're looking behind you. You're getting some rotation through the torso and the back, and it actually feels pretty good. And then you switch. Swing the arm up, swivel the knees to the other side. Right arm comes up, rotate. All right? And you can keep doing that. Keep the feet wide if you can, and roll all the way over. Okay, we'll do one more time on each side. Nice. Awesome. Nice job. So, and then you can pretty much just hold. If you want to do some hip openers to finish it off, because again, our hips, we tend to move like this, and it's nice to open them out and open up through the hips. You can sit cross-legged or have your bottoms of your feet together, and then just allow the knees to fall open, one to the right, one to the left. And then perhaps you can sit tall. If this might be enough, you're going to bend at your hip crease. You'll lean and leading with your chest. And then perhaps you can use your elbows to hold down the knees. They're going to want to collapse in perhaps. And then you just stay there, maybe count to 15. Put a slow count and you breathe. And then perhaps if it feels like a lot are really tense, you can release. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you can come back and do it again. So if your legs are like mine, like in a diamond, you can use your elbows to keep the knees down. You can also have your legs crossed and then lean forward. Same thing. You would hold, keep your spine long and press forward so you feel the opening in your hips. And then you can come up. You switch your shins if your legs are crossed and do the same thing. And you can stay there for 15, 20 seconds, whatever your body will allow, and then switch. So I hope you find that helpful. Try it out. I would suggest doing each of those. Like you can apply 15 as the number. So 15 rotations through the hips in both directions, swiveling back and forth 15 times. It seems like a lot, but you just take your time and move through the movements. And then a 15 to 30 second hold. Come on up and do that 2 or 3 times in this bend. And then when you come out of it, you can swivel the hips once again. Just take your time. So I hope you find that helpful. Thank you for joining me today. Have an awesome rest of your day.